If you're a survivor of abuse, know this: your feelings are valid, and none of what happened is your fault. Unfortunately, survivors, and even those around them, often place blame where it doesn't belong. That's why we created this video, to help break that harmful cycle by understanding how trauma truly affects the brain. The lasting impact of trauma. Abuse, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, leaves deep scars that go far beyond what we can see. It doesn't just hurt in the moment, it rewires the way your brain works. This can affect how you think, feel, and relate to others long after the abuse ends. Let's explore what experts say about the real biological impact of trauma on the brain. The brain under stress. When you're exposed to abuse, your brain's alarm system, the amygdala, goes into overdrive. This region is responsible for detecting threats and activating the fight-or-flight response. But with prolonged trauma, the amygdala becomes hyperactive, constantly sensing danger even when none exists. This leaves survivors in a state of chronic fear and anxiety. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that helps with decision-making and emotional regulation, becomes less active. This imbalance means that while you feel on high alert, your brain struggles to calm you down. You might feel anxious, easily startled, or have trouble focusing. Memory and learning. Chronic stress can shrink the hippocampus, a part of the brain involved in memory and learning. As a result, survivors may have blurry or fragmented memories. Flashbacks, memory gaps, or even complete blackouts are common. In legal settings, survivors might struggle to recall specific details, which leads others to unfairly question their credibility. But this isn't dishonesty, it's a direct consequence of how trauma affects the brain. Understanding this helps us support survivors instead of doubting them. Emotional numbing. An overactive amygdala doesn't just cause fear, it can also trigger overwhelming guilt and shame. Sometimes, to cope, the brain shuts down emotional responses altogether. This is known as emotional blunting, a defense mechanism that can make someone feel numb or disconnected from both positive and negative feelings. While this numbing might help during abuse, many survivors continue to feel emotionally shut down even after the abuse ends. If this sounds familiar, know that you're not alone, and healing is possible. Emotional dysregulation. Research from Vanderbilt University by Grun and Compass shows that abuse significantly impairs emotional regulation due to damage in the prefrontal cortex. Think of it like driving a car with faulty brakes and a sticky gas pedal. Emotions come on fast, and it's hard to slow them down. Survivors may swing from calm to anxious, sad, or angry in seconds, or they may feel emotionally frozen. This isn't a character flaw, it's a biological response to trauma. Impulsive behavior and risk-taking. Dr. Jamie Hansen, a neuroscientist and developmental psychologist, found that children who endured abuse often struggled in school, got lower grades, skipped classes, and were more likely to get into fights. Similarly, studies by Malik and colleagues linked abuse with increased substance use, self-harm, and risky sexual behavior. Why? Because the brain becomes conditioned to react quickly rather than think things through. The emotional pain pushes many toward unhealthy coping strategies, anything to feel something different, or nothing at all. Depression and anxiety. Many abuse survivors struggle with depression, feeling empty, sad, or unmotivated. Anxiety is also common, with constant worry or unease, even when there's no immediate danger. In fact, trauma can lead to long-term mental health conditions like PTSD, clinical depression, phobias, eating disorders, and suicidal thoughts. But there's hope. The brain is incredibly adaptable, and healing is possible with the right support. Final words of support. Abuse causes deep and lasting changes in the brain, but understanding how and why is the first step toward healing. If you're a survivor, please remember, it was never your fault. Your reactions are valid. You deserve support, compassion, and recovery. Don't hesitate to reach out for help when you're ready. Healing takes time, but it is absolutely within reach.